Welcome aboard the Iron Logbook. I am Silas Black, your quartermaster for this voyage. Tonight, we leave the solid ground behind. We trade the dirt and the dust for the endless, breathing rhythm of the ocean. The year is 1717. The Golden Age of Piracy is at its height. But tonight, there are no cannons roaring. There is no steel clashing against steel. Tonight, there is only the ship, the sea, and the dark. We are sailing from Nassau, heading deep into the Atlantic. You are safe here. Nothing can touch you within these wooden walls. Close your eyes. Let the weight of your day sink into the deep water. Chapter 1: The Cabin. We begin in the captain's quarters. It is a small space, smelling of old leather, beeswax, and the sharp, salty tang of the sea air coming through the stern windows. The ship is moving gently. Can you feel it? A slow, rhythmic rocking. Left and right. Up and down. The timber of the hull groans softly, like a sleeping giant shifting in its dreams. On the heavy oak desk, a single candle burns. It is a tallow candle, made of animal fat. It sputters quietly, casting long, dancing shadows against the wooden walls. The light is warm and dim. It barely reaches the corners of the room, where the shadows of maps and compasses rest. Beside the logbook sits a bottle of dark glass. It is filled with rum from Jamaica. Kill Devil, they call it. It is thick, strong, and smells of molasses and burnt sugar. The liquid sways inside the bottle, matching the movement of the waves outside. Outside the thick glass of the stern windows, the night is absolute. There is no moon yet. Just the sound of the wake, the white water churning behind the rudder. A constant, hypnotic lullaby that has put sailors to sleep for thousands of years. Take a deep breath. Can you smell the tar? The heavy oakum used to seal the cracks between the planks. It is an earthy, grounding scent. It is the smell of safety. This ship is a fortress floating on the abyss. Chapter 2: Walking the Deck. Let us leave the cabin. We open the heavy wooden door and step out onto the quarterdeck. The air here is cooler. It carries a fine mist of salt spray that settles on your skin, cool and refreshing. Above us, the sails are full. They are huge sheets of canvas, stretched tight by the wind. They do not flap, they hum. A low, vibrating vibration that travels down the mast and into the deck beneath your feet. It is the sound of power held in check. We walk slowly to the railing, the gunwale. It is smooth wood, worn down by the hands of 100 men over 20 years. You rest your hand on it. The wood is damp and cold. You look out into the darkness. The ocean is black ink. But if you look closely, you can see the phosphorescence. Tiny, glowing creatures in the water, sparking like green fireflies as the ship cuts through the waves. A trail of starlight in the water, leading us forward. Walk with me forward, towards the bow. Listen to the rigging. The ropes are made of hemp, thick and rough. They creak against the wooden blocks. It is not a scary sound. It is the conversation of the ship. She is talking to the wind. We arrive at the forecastle. This is the front of the ship. Here, the movement is stronger. You rise and fall with the waves. It feels like flying. The boatswain, a sturdy man with a grey beard, is checking the anchor chains. He nods to you, but says nothing. On a night like this, words are unnecessary. The silence is too heavy, too comfortable to break. He pulls a line tight. The sound of the rope tightening is satisfying. Solid. Chapter 3, Into the Deep. 2 bells ring out. It is time to go below. Out of the wind. Into the warm heart of the ship. We pull the heavy handle of the hatch. The door opens with a sigh of wood against wood. We step over the threshold and descend the ladder. Step by step, we go down. The sound of the wind fades away. The air here is warmer. It smells of oakum, old timber, and the faint, sweet scent of tobacco smoke. We arrive at the gun deck. To your left and right, the cannons are sleeping. Massive beasts of cast iron, painted black. They are cold to the touch. The floorboards are worn smooth. The only light comes from a few hanging lanterns, swinging gently. Left and right. Left and right. We continue forward to the main mast. Down here, it is a massive pillar of wood. It creaks softly. It is the spine of the ship. If you press your ear against the mast, you can hear the deep hum of the hull moving through the water. Let us go deeper. We descend to the berth deck. This is where the crew sleeps. It is dark here. All around us, rows of hammocks sway. As the ship rolls left, the hammocks swing right. A perfect counterbalance. The men are floating in their cocoons. Listen to their breathing. A slow, collective rhythm. We move quietly past them. We reach the lowest ladder. We are going to the very bottom. The cargo hold. The air here is cool and damp. It smells of spices. Barrels of sugar. Sacks of coffee beans. Crates of indigo. The smells mix into a rich, earthy perfume. Here, deep below the waterline, the sound of the ocean is a deep rushing noise. Tons of water pressing against the thick oak planks. You are underwater now, protected by the wood. Chapter 4, Reading the Logbook. Sit down on a coil of rope. Lean back against the curved wall. I open the iron logbook to read an entry from days past. Listen to the memory of the sea. Entry date, October the 14th. The sea today was like glass. No wind. The sails hung empty and heavy. The sun beat down on the deck, warming the pitch until it was soft. The ocean was so clear we could see the fish swimming fathoms deep. Great blue shapes, moving in silence. At night, the stars were so bright they looked like diamonds spilled on black velvet. There was no sound but the water lapping against the hull. We drifted. We waited. We rested. The book closes. The ink is dry. The story is written. There is nothing for you to do here. The ship knows the way. The lookout is watching the stars. The captain is in his cabin. You are free to let go. Watch the flame of the lantern above. It dances. It struggles. It settles. Your eyelids are heavy. The sound of the rushing water fills your mind. We are sailing into the void, and the void is peaceful. Drift with the ship. Drift with the waves. Down into the deep. Down into the dark. Down into sleep. Chapter 5, The Galley. Let us move forward along the lower deck. We smell something different here. Not the salt of the sea, but the scent of wood smoke and dried herbs. We have reached the galley. This is the kitchen of the ship. The fire in the brick hearth has been banked for the night. It is not a roaring blaze, just a bed of glowing red embers beneath a layer of grey ash. They pulse with a gentle, orange light. Heat radiates from the bricks, warming the air. It feels like a small cottage in winter. Hanging from the low beams are copper pots and pans. They sway gently with the ship's motion. Occasionally, they touch. Clink, clink. A soft, metallic music. On the wooden table, the cook has left his work. There is a sack of flour. There is a barrel of salted beef. There is a bundle of dried rosemary hanging from a nail. The smell is savory and comforting. It reminds us that even here, in the middle of the empty ocean, there is sustenance. There is warmth. You can hear the timbers of the hull settling here, close to the warmth of the fire. The ship feels alive. It protects the fire from the water outside. Fire and water, separated by a few inches of oak. A perfect balance. Chapter 6, The Carpenter's Workshop. We leave the warmth of the galley and find a small alcove near the main hold. The air here is sharp and clean. It smells of fresh pine sawdust, varnish, and linseed oil. This is the carpenter's domain. The ship is made of wood, and the wood is always living, always moving. The carpenter is the surgeon who tends to her bones. His tools are laid out on the bench in perfect order. There is the heavy mallet. There is the chisel with its edge shining in the lantern light. There is the adze for shaping the heavy beams. They are silent now, resting. Running your hand along the workbench, you feel the texture of the wood shavings. Curly ribbons of oak and cedar. They are soft to the touch. The floor is covered in them. It softens your footsteps. It is like walking on a forest floor. Here, we see a stack of fresh timber, waiting to be used. It is a reminder that the ship is strong. She can be repaired. She can endure the storms. Whatever breaks can be mended. There is no damage that cannot be fixed with time and patience. Let us return to the open air for a moment. We climb the ladder, up past the gun deck, up past the quarter deck. We stand near the helm, beside the great wooden wheel. The helmsman is standing there, his hands resting lightly on the spokes of the wheel. He is looking up. Let us look up with him. The clouds have cleared. The sky above is a dome of infinite black velvet. And on that velvet, 1,000,000 diamonds are scattered. The stars. They are brighter here than anywhere on land. There is no smoke, no dust to hide them. You can see the Milky Way, a river of white light flowing across the heavens. You can see the North Star, the Polaris. It hangs steady in the sky, the one fixed point in a moving world. The navigator has left his instrument on the railing. It is a wooden quadrant. He uses it to measure the distance between the horizon and the stars. It is a simple tool, but it guides us across the trackless waste. We are not lost. We are exactly where we are supposed to be. The ocean reflects the sky. We are floating between two infinities. The stars above, and the deep water below. We are suspended in the center of the universe. Small, but safe. Chapter 8, another entry. I open the iron logbook once more. I turn the page back to the month of June. Entry date, June the 22nd. We anchored today in a hidden cove near the island of Hispaniola. The water was turquoise and shallow. The sand was white as sugar. The men spent the day scraping the hull. The sound of the scrapers was rhythmic, like cicadas in summer. In the afternoon, a rainstorm passed over us. Warm, fresh water washing the salt from the decks. The smell of the jungle drifted out to us, wet leaves, jasmine, and rich earth. We slept that night with the hatches open, listening to the frogs singing on the shore. Chapter 9, the Surgeon's Station. Let us move to a quiet corner of the lower deck. It is separated from the rest of the ship by a heavy canvas curtain. We pull the curtain back slowly. The brass rings slide on the metal rod. Shush clink. This is the surgeon's station. It is the cleanest place on the ship. The air here smells sharp and herbal. It smells of dried sage, camphor, and strong vinegar. It clears your mind. On the shelves, there are rows of glass bottles. Green glass. Blue glass. Amber glass. They are wedged tightly into wooden racks so they do not fall. Inside, liquids and powders sit perfectly still. As the ship rolls, the liquids tilt, but they do not spill. Watch the amber liquid in the jar, tilting left, tilting right, thick and slow like syrup. On the table lies the surgeon's kit. It is wrapped in a roll of soft velvet. The instruments are made of polished steel. In the dim light of the lantern, they gleam dully. They are cold and precise. There is a small mortar and pestle made of heavy stone. Beside it, a bundle of dried mint leaves. The surgeon is asleep in his hammock nearby. The room is still. The only sound is the creaking of the ship's ribs, loud and rhythmic here. It sounds like a heartbeat. Thump thump. Thump thump. The heart of the iron logbook beating in the deep ocean. Chapter 10, the map table. We climb a short ladder back towards the stern, but we stop in the chart room. This is a narrow space, filled with the smell of old parchment and ink. In the center is a wide table with a raised edge, the gunwale of the table, to keep things from sliding off. Spread out on the table is a massive map of the Atlantic. It is made of thick, textured paper. The edges are curled and yellowed by the sun. Lean close to the map. Look at the details. The ink lines are faded but precise. Here is the coast of Africa. Here are the islands of the Caribbean. And here is the vast, empty white space of the ocean where we are now. A heavy brass ruler holds the corner of the map down. Next to it is a pair of dividers, used to measure the miles. They look like a pair of iron legs walking across the paper sea. Imagine tracing the route with your finger. The paper is rough under your skin. You trace the line from east to west. Mile after mile. Day after day. It is a long journey. There is no rush. The line goes on forever, crossing the longitude and latitude lines. The grid of the world. Order out of chaos. Chapter 11, the Strong Room. Deep in the belly of the ship, below the waterline, there is a reinforced door. It is bound with iron straps, thicker than any other door. This is the strong room. The treasury. We do not need a key, for in this dream, we can pass through walls. We enter the small, dark chamber. It is silent here. Dead silent. The water pressure outside is immense, muffling all sound. Stacked against the wall are small wooden chests. They are heavy. They are filled with silver pieces of 8 and gold doubloons. But this is not about greed. It is about weight. Gold is heavy. It anchors us. It keeps the ship stable in the rough seas. Feel the weight of the metal pressing down on the keel. Imagine opening one of the chests. You do not hear a sharp clink. The coins are packed in sawdust to keep them quiet. You reach in. The gold is cold. It is smooth. It is heavy in your palm. It has slept in the earth for millions of years, and now it sleeps in the wood of the ship. Heavy. Cold. Motionless. Dust motes dance in the air here, undisturbed for weeks. They float in the darkness, suspended in time. Nothing changes here. It is a sanctuary of stillness. Chapter 12, The Crow's Nest. Let us leave the dark and go up. High up. We return to the main deck. The wind greets us again, cool and fresh. We walk to the main mast. We take hold of the rope ladder, the ratlins. The hemp is rough and sturdy. We climb. Hand over hand. Step by step. The deck gets smaller below us. The sounds of the ship fade away. Up past the main yard. Up past the sails. We reach the platform high above the world. The crow's nest. It is a small wooden basket, high in the sky. We climb inside. It is cozy here, sheltered from the wind by the high canvas sides. You are alone here. Truly alone. The ship below looks like a toy. The ocean is a vast, circular mirror stretching to the horizon in every direction. 360 degrees of nothing but night. The mast sways here more than on the deck. It traces a slow, wide circle against the stars. You are rocking in a giant cradle in the sky. The wind sings through the ropes here. A high, thin note. Who? Who? It is the song of the high atmosphere. The air is thin and pure. Take a deep breath. It is cold. It wakes your lungs, but calms your mind. You are the eye in the sky, watching over the sleeping crew below. Chapter 13, The Doldrums, the Calm. The wind begins to die down. The humming of the sails stops. The ship slows. We are entering the doldrums. The calm belt of the ocean. The canvas sails go slack. They hang heavy and loose from the yards. The creaking of the ropes stops. The splashing of the bow wave stops. Silence. Absolute silence. The ship is no longer cutting through the water. It is simply drifting. We are floating on a pane of black glass. The water is so still it reflects the stars perfectly. You cannot tell where the ocean ends and the sky begins. We are floating in space. There is no forward motion. No destination. just being. The ship turns slowly, lazily, in the current. A slow rotation. 1 degree at a time. It is the most peaceful feeling in the world. To stop moving. To stop trying. To just float. The wood of the ship relaxes. The tension leaves the rigging. The entire vessel exhales a long, wooden sigh. Chapter 14, The Rope, Body Scan. Now, find a coil of rope on the deck. Sit down. Lean back. Let us check the rigging of your own body. Imagine your body is the ship. Start with your feet. They are the anchors. Feel them heavy on the floor. Let the muscles go slack. The anchor chain is down. You are not going anywhere. Move to your legs. They are the heavy timbers of the hull. Strong and solid. Let the tension drain out of them, flowing down into the wood of the deck. They are heavy. So heavy they cannot move. Move to your hands. They are the ropes. All day they have been pulling, holding, grasping. Now, let the knots untie. Let your fingers curl naturally. Let the ropes fall loose on the deck. No more pulling. Move to your chest. Feel the rise and fall. Like the tide. In and out. Slow and steady. Like the ocean swell. There is no storm tonight. Only the gentle tide. Move to your eyes. They are the shutters of the cabin windows. Close them. Latch them tight against the night. The light is out. The candle is extinguished. You are drifting in the calm. The ship is safe. The iron logbook watches over you. Chapter 15, The Sailmaker's Loft. Let us climb down to the orlop deck, the deepest storage level. Here, in a corner lit by a hanging lantern, lies the sailmaker's bench. Even when the ship sleeps, the sails need care. On the bench sits a heavy roll of canvas. It is rough to the touch, smelling of hemp and wax. Imagine running your hand over the fabric. It is thick and stiff. It is the skin of the ship, the thing that catches the wind. On the table lies a block of beeswax. Beside it, a large steel needle and a spool of thick twine. The sailmaker pushes the needle through the heavy cloth. Push, slide, pull. It is a slow, rhythmic work. Stitch by stitch. Inch by inch. Mending the tears from the last storm. The sound of the twine sliding through the canvas is a soft whisper. Swish, swish. It is a sound of repair. A sound of making things whole again. Chapter 16, The Ship's Cat. We move quietly along the corridor. We are not the only ones awake. Sitting on top of a water barrel is the ship's cat. Barnaby. He is a large, grey tomcat with torn ears, a veteran of many voyages. He watches you with half-closed eyes. He blinks slowly. 1, 2. A sign of trust. He stretches his front paws out, digging his claws gently into the wood of the barrel. He lets out a long, silent yawn. Listen closely. Can you hear it? A low, rumbling vibration. Purr, purr, purr. He is perfectly content. He does not worry about the navigation. He does not worry about the cargo. He has found a warm spot, and that is enough. He curls his tail around his nose, tucking himself into a ball of grey fur. He is an anchor of calm in the middle of the ocean. Watching him sleep makes your own eyelids feel heavy. If a cat can sleep so deeply here, so can you. Chapter 17. The rain begins. We return to the upper deck. The weather is changing. The air has grown heavy and humid. The stars are being covered by a blanket of soft clouds. And then, it begins. A single drop hits the wooden railing. Tap. Then another. Tap. And then, a gentle wash of sound. The rain has come. It is not a storm. It is a warm, tropical shower. It washes over the deck, turning the grey wood to a dark, glistening brown. Listen to the sound of the rain on the ocean. Millions of tiny drops hitting the waves. A white noise that smooths out the edges of the world. Hiss, shish, hiss. The water runs down the masts. It drips from the rigging. Drip, drop, drip, drop. It washes away the salt. It cleans the ship. It cools the air. You are standing under the shelter of the overhang, perfectly dry, watching the water fall. It creates a curtain between you and the world. You are inside. The rain is outside. You are safe. Chapter 18. The Quartermaster's Stores. Let us go to the supply room. This is where we keep the essentials. It is a room of lists and order. The shelves are packed with supplies. Let us count them. Counting is a way to rest the mind. There are boxes of candles, wrapped in paper. There are coils of new rope, smelling of tar. There are blocks of hard soap. There are jars of lantern oil, clear and golden. There are spare blocks and pulleys, made of dense lignum vitae wood. Everything is accounted for. Everything is in its place. There is enough food. There is enough water. There is enough oil to light the way. There is no need to worry about scarcity. The ship provides. The inventory is complete. The list is checked. You can let go of the need to organize. It is already done. Chapter 19. The Hourglass. In the binnacle, near the ship's wheel, sits the timekeeper. An hourglass. It is made of blown glass and brass pillars. Inside, the sand is white and fine. Watch the sand. Grain by grain, it slips through the narrow neck. It falls into the bottom chamber, building a small, perfect mountain. It does not rush. It does not stop. It just flows. Gravity pulls the sand down, just as sleep pulls you down. Top to bottom. Future to past. Watch one grain fall. Then another. It is hypnotic. The movement is so small, so consistent. With every grain that falls, your shoulders relax a little more. With every grain, a thought leaves your mind. Let the time pass. There is nowhere else you need to be. Chapter 20. The Wake. Let us walk to the very back of the ship. The stern. We look down at the water behind us. Even in the dark, you can see the white foam of the wake. It is the path we have traveled. The water churns white, and then it slowly fades back into the black. The wake is your past. It is the day you just finished. Watch it drift away. The ship is moving forward, leaving the wake behind. Whatever mistakes you made today, whatever worries you carried, they are in the wake now. They are drifting astern. They are dissolving into the vast Atlantic. You cannot hold on to the water, and you cannot hold on to the past. Let it go. Watch it fade. Smaller. Quieter. Gone. There is only the ship. And the sleep that waits for you. Move to your hands. They are the ropes. All day they have been pulling, holding, grasping. Now, let the knots untie. Let your fingers curl naturally. Let the ropes fall loose on the deck. No more pulling. Move to your chest. Feel the rise and fall. Like the tide. In and out. Slow and steady. Like the ocean swell. There is no storm tonight. Only the gentle tide. Move to your eyes. They are the shutters of the cabin windows. Close them. Latch them tight against the night. The light is out. The candle is extinguished. You are drifting in the calm. The ship is safe. The iron logbook watches over you.